Into our next topic. It's brought to us by Mazda. For those of you who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved.
Before we move forward to what the Browns might do this week, and can they get on the roll after this win? You guys were both not here yesterday, so Dustin, let's start with you.
Okay.
What's your biggest takeaway from the Browns win? Because obviously it was an unusual game. To have basically 200 yards and win by blowout is not common, but that's what happened. What's your takeaway from that game?
I mean, I expected them to win the game. They were favored going into it.
Yeah.
The Browns' defense is so good, and they're so anemic on offense, especially now without Tyreek Hill, that I just figured that they would have an opportunity to just kind of take advantage of a team that's down and out.
Right.
And they kicked them while they were down, and they got it done. It wasn't the sexiest performance. It was a terrible weather game. It wasn't that cold,
Especially
but it was just
yeah.
really windy and rainy, and it was hard to grip the ball and catch the ball and all those things that go into it. But my number one takeaway was the fact that we all were saying they need to run Quinshon Judkins a zillion times.
Right.
And they ran Quinshon Judkins a zillion times, and he was great in this game. And that's what they got to continue to do if they want to try to win some games this year. We know our defense is really good. We know Myles Garrett's really good. We know that Judkins is real. I mean, the pieces of the Browns that we expected to play well did. And they beat a bad team. So that's going to happen. You're at home. You're playing a bad team that's in serious disarray. You've got a great defense. There's nothing great about the Dolphins. Nothing. No. There's not one thing on their team that's great. The Browns have a great defense, and they probably have a top 5 back in the league. So they got it done.
Have a top 5. They have a really good back too.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But they don't have a great defense or a great offense.
Yeah. A-Chain's good. A-Chain's good.
Go ahead, Tyvis. What's your takeaway from the game?
Like Dustin said, I thought that they did a really good job of playing and doing exactly the things that they needed to do. After everybody cussed them out for a whole week about not running the ball, it was smart to get out there, and especially in the conditions, to run the ball. I thought that Quinshon played a heck of a game. I don't even think he got 100 yards, but
it was 92.
It was nice to see him rip off a long run and it not be a penalty because I feel like that's happened 2 times to him this season. So it was nice to see him get going. And I just was watching just the way that the passion that he plays with, like Quinshon, it's so funny to me because you can tell, and I don't want to sound disrespectful when I say this. It's going to come off as very disrespectful, but I don't mean any disrespect. I just need to prove the point. It's a difference how you could tell that somebody that's used to winning amongst people that's used to losing. Because when he plays and he makes a play, the passion that he exhorts, and he's like, I'm used to doing this. I enjoy doing this, to where other guys, it's if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. So it's nice to have a guy who is not even afraid to say, I'm here to win. I'm not with that losing thing. I think he said that after one of his starts. It's I don't care. I'm used to winning coming from Ohio State. The defensive side of the ball, I thought that they played really well. It was a couple of times that A-Chain broke a couple of runs, but that's going to happen in some games, especially when you're going up against a back like A-Chain. But to get them takeaways, to get 4 takeaways, 3 picks, 1 pick six, another one should have been a pick six. Quinshon Judkins, I ain't forgot about you. No way you get a pick inside the 10-yard line and don't score. I just never heard of it.
I needed that Judkins touchdown for fantasy, so I'm happy he didn't get in.
That's sad. That's sad. But it was nice to see those guys make those plays. Myles got back on the sack numbers. It's been 2 or 3 games that he didn't get a sack. And you could tell that offense, that defense was motivated seeing that offense score.
Right.
You could tell that those guys was they went down, they scored. So the defense is okay. So let's go get a stop. So they get a stop, boom, they get the ball back, and then they put some points up on the board. And it's just if this what we doing today, those guys just played with an extra pep in their step. And it was good because before the game, Grant Delpit was talking about how he don't even know what winning feels like anymore because it's been so long. And that was so scary to hear. When I was doing the pregame and I heard him say that, that's a scary feeling. To me, that put this game at a crossroad because if they lost this game to Miami, it's over. It ain't no coming back from that. The entire locker room is probably checked out. They booking flights to Cancun or wherever the heck they go. But to see them win and to hear them talk after the game about how important that win was for their season, and to hear them happy again, like it's like, all right, we're glad to be back in the building. We see what winning feels like. Let's continue to get this feeling going. So it was an inspired win. I know it was ugly on offense and people got their things about the offense, but that defense, we always said that defense was good enough to keep them in a game or win a game, and that's kind of what happened.
I want to talk about one guy specifically on defense before we move this forward. As you guys both being corners, DBs, Tyson Campbell, in his second game as a Browns player, he had the pick six, and I thought he played a tremendous game.
Can I give you his stats real quick, Bull?
What's that?
Can I give you Campbell's stats?
Yeah, go ahead.
30 coverage snaps, 0 receptions allowed, 1 pass breakup, 1 pick six. A perfect game from a cornerback.
Anomaly against a bad team, or do you think we have something here with Tyson Campbell?
No, I said from the first game. I know everybody was down on him after the first game that he played. But I told you, when I watched him, because I specifically watched him, because I'm like, oh, they're going to go at him, so I need to see what he's doing. I like his press technique. I like the fact that he's on top of the route a lot of the times. DK is just a physical specimen. Like, I don't know why people forget the fact that DK is like 6'4", 230 and stuff like that and very strong. Yeah, and he's like runs like a 4.3. So, like, he's a physical specimen. And then Tyson, for half that game, he held his own. He did really well. But then the other half, obviously, he got beat for the touchdown. And that's what's stuck in our minds as fans. We see like, oh, this dude got beat for a touchdown. He's terrible. He's trash. But if you go back and watch, he actually played him really well. So I was happy with his technique, and I thought that he did a really good job of showing that again this past weekend. Now, obviously, weather does play a part of that as well because it was raining, it was windy, so it wasn't a lot you could do. But he has some very good tight coverage, and he was there for the tips and the overthrows. Got to get those, and he made them pay.
No, he's a nice player. I mean, I thought he did a nice job in this game. Obviously, the Pittsburgh game, you get beat for a touchdown, people remember those moments. They don't remember the 90 snaps you played where you didn't do anything wrong. No, it's to me, it's a nice addition to the team. And the secondary, I thought the secondary played really well in this game. Now, it helped that our pass rush was killing them, and Tua couldn't have any time to throw, and the weather was bad and all that stuff. But, I mean, overall, that's a nice addition. I'm happy to have him.
You know, listen, I don't think any of us think you still think the Browns are going 8-9?
Yes.
You do.
I'm not getting off that train until they lose 10 games. They going 8-9 in my book.
So if the Browns are going to have even a decent season, and certainly 8-9 would be pretty good.
It'll be a great story.
The expectations. They have a chance to get on a roll here. Obviously, this weekend's tough.
You don't believe they're going to win 8 games?
Really? In my whole heart, I believe they're going to win 8 games.
You wouldn't bet on it?
No.
I can't. I'm an NFL employee.
Well, that's a great out for you.
Yeah. But, guys, as unlikely as it is, it's possible to get on a roll here. If they can somehow upset New England, you got a bye, and then you got the Jets. If they win this Patriots game,
they're not beating the Patriots.
Okay, but go with me here.
I'll go with you.
If they beat the Patriots, I know it's a big if.
Talk about it, Bull.
They would play the Jets after that with a bye in between. You'd be a 500 team in theory because the Jets. Not that you couldn't lose to the Jets, but the Browns are going to be favored in that Jet game. Maybe not. The game's at the Jets, but they'll still be. I would get. If they beat the Patriots, they would be. They would be favored.
Yes. Coming off of a bye, they should be
right.
favored.
Now, I don't think they're going to beat the Patriots either. Obviously, the Patriots are a touchdown favorite at home. They're playing well. Drake May's playing really well.
MVP like.
In fact, he's fourth for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I think it's Patrick.
Especially Baker. No, Baker dropped after. He's third. I don't know what he was going into yesterday.
Who's second? Dak?
Josh Allen.
Cowboys' offense is explosive.
Yeah.
It's like he's having the season.
He's having a really good year.
That Joe Burrow just had.
Yeah. Stafford's having a good season.
No, I'm talking about Dak.
Dak, yeah.
But Stafford's having a good
season.
Yeah. Anyway, but I mean, Drake May is fourth the odds in MVP, which is pretty impressive for a guy who was okay as a rookie, but he wasn't like outstanding. He's really taken his game up a notch here in year 2. And so, do you have any hope of them getting on a roll here by beating New England?
Yeah. I think it's optimistic. Well, I'm an optimistic person.
Yeah.
I think that winning that game
kept the season alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think guys are still motivated because you still look around the conference. You're 1 game behind Cincy, 2 games behind Pittsburgh. Like, the division is still there. I think that you still got 3 games, so you're gonna play each opponent.
Listen.
I know it sounds crazy.
It's crazy, but
it sounds crazy. The Browns offense has not given you any reason to believe that they could do it. I'm just telling you, it's still there. If I'm on the Cleveland Browns, that's what I'm telling myself. It's like they 2 wins above us right now. Like the division can be had.
What's more likely?
Well, I appreciate the optimism from Tyvis, but I don't live in La La Land. I live in reality where this team they're going to push that 4.5 win total. Like that's going to be close. They may win 5 games, which that to me would be exceeding my expectations going into the year. So they're at that point. They have no chance to win this division.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, just because they had this game on Sunday, do you forget all the things that have happened?
No, and Miami's another terrible team, and you took care of business against a terrible team, and maybe the Browns are the kings of the terrible team. Maybe they...
I mean, you said it, Adam. Yeah. They scored 31 points. They blew out the Dolphins, yet they still didn't do anything on offense.
No, certainly nothing in the passing game. Now, they didn't throw the ball that much, but they did the week before, and they didn't do anything in the passing game either.
So my point is, okay, Drake May this weekend is playing, like you guys said, an MVP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, how are we going to score more than 17 points this week?
I think it's going to be very hard.
Very challenging.
Where are the Patriots defensively, by the way? I don't have a good feel for that.
We can pull it up. Steve, give me 16.
I want to say they're a mid-tier defense, but I think...
They're very good against the run.
Guessing.
Very, very good against the run.
Uh-huh.
Very average against the pass. And overall, they've been pretty good. Now, they've played a lighter schedule, so you got to take that into consideration. But second in the league against the run.
Throw the ball to win.
5th in terms of opponent points per game against. They have forced 9 takeaways. It's tied for 6th in football. So
and it's
better than you think, but they played a very easy schedule.
We 7.5 dogs right now?
I thought it was 7.
I see 7. I saw 6.5 yesterday. So it's changing.
Well, there must be a lot of money going on the Patriots because for it to go to 6.5 from 6.5 to 7, that's not it doesn't move.
It's
like
at
that.
7.5 now on FanDuel.
It's probably the right number. I mean, I don't see the Browns getting blown out in the game because our defense plays really well, and that should keep them in most games.
Yeah. But
it's hard to win the NFL, and especially it's hard to win on the road. We know that. It's going to be a really challenging game. The Browns would have to come up with a miraculous game plan, and they would literally have to execute everything. All those little things where some teams like the Chiefs can get away with these little errors, like the Browns have no room for error. They have to play a perfect game to beat good teams.
They would have to the tight end room would have to have a big game. Because Judy is not going to have a big game. I'm going to tell you that. Whoever our number 1 receiver is not going to have a big game.
And that's because?
Christian Gonzalez is a dog. If he's playing, he's locking up whoever he's playing. I'm going to tell you that now. So it's going to have to happen from the tight end room and the opposite side of Christian Gonzalez.
Will you say his name again, Ty?
Christian Gonzalez?
It sounded very weird the first. Gonzalez.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, the Browns are not going to, I do love your optimism as well, and I hope that you're right because it'd be, the Browns being
I'm just painting a picture.
Terrible is boring and not good for business, but I just can't see them being consistently competitive with the good teams on their schedule. And the idea of them being in a playoff hunt is not realistic. They're 2.5 games behind Pittsburgh at the moment, which is not a crazy gap, but really it's more than that because they lost to them, so they wouldn't have the tiebreaker right now. And, Pittsburgh's not that good, and the division is kind of weak. Not kind of weak, division's weak. This is the worst AFC North in forever. That being said, the Browns are still, in my opinion, the worst team, even though Baltimore's
Lamar's going to come back at some point.
I think he's coming back this week.
Yeah, and
no, he didn't practice yesterday.
Well, whenever he does
He'll
come
be back soon.
They'll go on a run. They'll go on a run.
Not, they got issues. They're not
perfect.
They got a lot of issues. I don't know that they're making the playoffs this year at 1-5.
I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think they're going to probably end up with, they're 1-5 now.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get 8 or 9 wins.
If I had to bet right now, I'd still bet the Browns finish in last place. Would you?
Yes, of course.
Tyvis, what are you betting right now?
Browns go 8-9.
8-9.
And the Bengals are, if they can do what they can do
I'm
that.
not convinced the Bengals can play that well.
But if they can just sort of hold their own until Burrow comes back,
which is mid-December.
Mid-December.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 3
They're only going to bring him back if they have a chance.
If they can somehow be around 500.
Yeah. Well, they're playing the Jets this week, so they have a good chance to win this week.
What's their record now? Are
They're
they
3-4?
3-4. Yeah, dude, they're right
I think the Bengals have a better chance to win the division and get a wild card because
all Flacco needs to do is have a good month.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Have a good month. Now
Which he did in Cleveland.
2 years ago. Yeah, not this year, but
that's what I'm talking about. When they made the playoffs, he had
a good
excellent month.
They're playing. They got 3 home games in a row, starting with the Pittsburgh game, which they won.
It is so silly that he was traded to the Bengals.
So you've got a beef with it.
I don't have a beef with it. It's just dumb.
You know what? I thought? I said I was talking to somebody down in Columbus yesterday, and I was saying the Browns' problem. The reason why the Browns are in the situation that they're in is because they try to do right by people too much. In a cutthroat league, they try to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like the Deshaun Watson guarantee thing, that's like them just trying to do the right thing. Like them guaranteeing Amari Cooper's contract knowing that he wasn't good anymore, that's like the right thing. And then them trading Joe Flacco, like that's like them, they came to Joe and asked him, do you want this trade? And he said, yeah. Even though it's to their division opponent, they just wanted to do right by Joe.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it's going to cost them. So it's like
potentially, yeah.
It's sad because like they seem like genuinely good people. But, like, in this league, you got to be cutthroat. Like, so.
That's true.
I think it's like their own fault.
Yeah.
Bull, so before we move on, Tybus said he could talk himself into the Browns going on a bit of a run here. Dustin said no shot in hell.
No.
What do you
Print
say?
the shirt.
They might get 5 wins.
Now, listen. You go shock us and beat New England. Maybe we're singing a different tune Monday.
If they can score more than 20 points.
Yeah.
And they beat the Patriots, then I'll have a conversation at least.
Because then they're playing the Jets.
But guys, I can't just look at a team that's what are the Browns now? 2 and
5.
2 and 5. I can't look at a 2 and 5 football team that has barely scored over 17 points on offense this year in most games, and think that they have a chance to do anything.
Right. It's when your offense is
we said the same.
The
you know what? We said the same thing about your Cleveland Guardians, and they made the postseason. There you go. There's the motivation you need right there.
You can't even compare the two sports.
Yeah,
what was they run differential, Mike? Minus 45 or something like that?
Better than the Browns.
Yeah, fortunately for the Cleveland Guardians in Major League Baseball, you don't have to have a quarterback to win games.
There's no one most important position.
Damn, y'all just negative Nancy's.
It's not negative, dude, and you're making it sound like we're negative because you're sitting over here drinking some Kool-Aid
Positive.
on the Browns making the playoffs.
Nah, well, at least he's not going that far. They're not making the playoffs.
Oh, I didn't say
Dustin,
that.
He just said they could win the division. What are you talking about?
Dustin, this is the same guy that with a straight face told 2 Indiana basketball players this weekend that Giannis is the greatest player to ever live.
That's a fact.
Well, first off, at least I can understand where he's coming from in that situation because he's probably talking about he's the freakiest, most unbelievable basketball player we've ever seen.
He dominated any era of basketball.
I don't disagree with you. I think that it's hyperbole, but
you're right. You're out of your mind if you think Giannis is the best basketball player.
He's not the best basketball player of all time. He may be.
He dominated any era.
Whatever. I don't want to get into this.
All right, we'll get to our next.
The Browns are not the Browns are not a legitimate playoff contender. We all understand that. Tyvus understands that.
He said they could win the division.
He doesn't really believe it.
You make the playoffs if you win the division.
I mean, anybody can win the division, yes, in theory.
2 losses back.
Will the Browns win their division?
No.
Will they win another division game?
No, they're not winning the division, but they are 2 games back.
You really think they're going to win 8? Come on, seriously.
8-9.